Her voice was calm. Too calm. "I'm opening our marriage," she said, just like that, like she was telling me what was for dinner. She peeled off her shirt, her eyes fixed somewhere far away. "If you have a problem with it, you can leave." There was a man standing behind her. He didn't even blink. He'd clearly done this before. I stood at the doorway of our bedroom, frozen. The sheets still held the warmth of our bodies, the scent of our shared life barely faded. Now, it was him. Now, this. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I didn't even ask why. I just stared at her a moment too long. She couldn't meet my eyes, not really. She looked right through me, as if I'd turned invisible the moment she rehearsed those words. So, I left the room. Left the house. By sunrise, I'd left her world for good. I didn't answer her messages. Didn't pick up when she called. Because when someone you love cuts you with a smile, you don't ask for reasons. You just learn how to bleed quietly. For 3 days, I disappeared. I became a version of myself I thought I'd left behind in college, a colder man. Strategic. Silent. Not a trace left behind. No notes. No tears. Just absence. Maybe she thought it was weakness. She always underestimated the quiet before a storm. When you live with someone long enough, their lies leave fingerprints. I'd seen the signs long before that night. The way her smile stiffened when her phone buzzed. The faint scent of cologne I never wore. How she only touched me when she wanted something. But I played along. Let her think she had the upper hand. She once told me I was too calm to be passionate. She mistook my restraint for indifference. My silence for surrender. But I don't burn out quickly. I burn slow. I burn forever. I checked into a hotel 3 towns over. Paid in cash. No social media. No credit cards. I vanished, clean. And I used that time to remember the little things. Like how she'd once told me she never wanted kids. But 2 months ago, she mentioned a late period. Laughed it off, but I remembered. I checked the phone records. She never changed her passwords. I cross-checked numbers. One name kept showing up. The same man from our bedroom. Funny, she talked to him more in 1 week than she spoke to me in a month. I requested a paternity test from the clinic. Didn't need to steal anything, just a few hairs from my comb, a brush from the bathroom. Sent it off with a sample she'd left behind. 3 days later, the results came in. I didn't open the email right away. I just stared at it, like it was a loaded gun on the table. Finally, I clicked. Not the father. Of course. 17 weeks of secrets, wrapped in silence and forced smiles. I drove home at midnight. Still had my keys. She never thought I'd use them. She was alone, curled on the couch, wearing my old hoodie. The irony made my jaw clench. I placed the opened envelope on the table. No words. She stared at the DNA results. Blinking. Once. Twice. No, she whispered. You're wrong. That's not. I didn't say anything. Just watched her fall apart. The silence was louder than any scream. She followed me out the door, desperate. It was a mistake, okay? I didn't plan this. He meant nothing. I paused. Turned to face her. You opened our marriage. This is what came of it. My voice never rose. That's what scared her most. I was testing you, she said, her voice trembling now. I thought you'd fight for me. I stepped closer, just enough to see the cracks in her. You don't test loyalty by inviting betrayal into your bed. Then I showed her the printed texts. The one she sent to him. He's boring. He won't leave. I'll push him out. Let's give him a reason to vanish. She went pale. I never meant. You succeeded, I said. I'm gone. 3 days later, I heard what happened. She was found screaming in the kitchen, hands covered in blood, his blood. Apparently, he left her too. Turns out, men like him don't build homes. They just borrow the keys. She stabbed him when he called her a mistake. How poetic. She opened the door to chaos, then begged it to love her. They called me. Asked if I'd speak for her. I laughed for the first time in weeks. No, I said. I'm nobody to her now. And I hung up. And kept driving. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply surviving.